Hi everyone, it's me, big SMG4 fan, or as y'all like to call me, Violet. So, I personally wasn't gonna make this video, but then, of course, I remembered that tomorrow is, of course, SMG4's retirement. So, I was thinking last night about how I will explain this to all of y'all. So this video is basically going to be talking about how I got into the SMG4 community, how it changed me, how it influenced my life, and just made me happy. So this really means a lot to me. So the video is called How SMG4 Changed My Life. I'll be honest, when I first started creating art and content, I was probably, I would say 10 or 11 when I started my YouTube channel, back in November of 2011. And to that point, I didn't know what the SMG4 community or anything was until I figured out the show, and I was like, oh, this looks fun and cool. And I would say my first SMG4 episode I ever watched was the episode where SMG4 goes to Mario's house after the It's Gotta Be Perfect incident. And I was watching and I was like, these characters look very funny and silly. I don't remember Mario being like this. And then, of course, after a few days, I started to look up more SMG4 content. And then I started to get a whole bunch of episodes and stuff, and I started to get into the community. But basically, when I first started creating the art and content, I was really shy at first to show what I liked. Because when I was little, I liked a whole bunch of stuff, like My Little Pony. I was in the My Little Pony community for a while until I saw they were ending too. And that really broke me, so I didn't know what I was doing. And I used to play with, toys and stuff. I mean, basically the content you see is still me. Basically just more SMG4 related content, or Digital Circus, or Murder Drone, and maybe Knights of Guinevere soon. But, yeah. I felt kind of embarrassed and worried that people would think my work was cringe. It was tough to put myself out there. But eventually, I discovered SMG4. It was like a breath of fresh air. The humor, the creativity, and the community around it really inspired me. I felt like I belonged. I felt like that I made just so many friends based on this show. SMG4 has really impacted my life. Even with the merch I have today, still, even though it's ending, I still have a whole bunch of merch that will never, it will never make me sad, ever. And yes, it is sad that SMG4 is going, but at least he did what he wanted to do. At least Luke wanted what he wanted. And he started his channel back when he was 13, and that's crazy to me. Because I think I started mine back when I was 10 or 11 and stuff. But, yeah. So basically, I discovered SMG4 and I was like, oh, well, this is an awesome show. I gotta show my mom and dad about it. Of course, they liked it too. Even still to this day, my mom loves Glitch, and if it wasn't for SMG4, my mom wouldn't have liked Glitch Productions or SMG4 at all. And it's awesome to see that. And basically, the community around it really inspired me. Also, I felt like I belonged. I know I said that already. I don't care. So, the other thing is, connecting with the fandom was really fun. And as I got more involved with the SMG4 fandom, I started making my own content and meeting people who shared my passion. Over time, I found friendships that have lasted, become really meaningful to me. And I'm going to be talking about these people. Some people from my school, I don't want to say their names because I don't know if they're allowed to say their real names on YouTube. but just some of my friends at school, they really impacted my life. And they are still my friends to this day. And some of my YouTube friends on here, like y'all really have pushed me to make the content I want. Even though, like, it's crazy to me how I was 10 or 11 years old and I started my YouTube channel back in November of 2011. And that's crazy to me because I've been in other fandoms for a lot of years. Like Mickey Mouse and like Disney and stuff like that. But then I saw SMG4 and then of course jumped over to Glitch Productions and I started loving their content. And that's why, like, it's just so meaningful to me. And just, for the people who are watching this video, y'all mean so much to me. Every single one of you. When I was sad, y'all cheered me up. When I was going through something tough, you would tell me just not to give up. And of course I don't. Because that's what happens when you're a YouTuber. You keep pushing through these things you feel. And it's so heartwarming to me how all of you are still here even after all this time. Because it's just crazy to me. Because back when I was little, I only had I wasn't even paying attention to how many subscribers I had. And there was this one time where I was at my grandma's house and I saw that I had 75 subscribers and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I just kept pushing myself to make content that I wanted. And it's so awesome. Because here I am, 14 years old, making SMG4 content for you guys. And here I am, to 3,000 subscribers. That is an impact. And I'm just so thankful for that. If it wasn't for the SMG4 community, none of this would happen. I wouldn't have this merch. I wouldn't have these subscribers. I wouldn't have, any of this. And it's because SMG4 has really impacted my life. Especially with friends. I've been not being alone anymore. I've been making new friends. I've been talking about SMG4. I'm trying to get them into the community. I'm trying to tell them about all these things that are really, in me. Like, the SMG4 community, the Glitch community, Murder Drones, Digital Circus, Knights of Guinevere, all these things. And it's just amazing. Because I've made literally so many friends. Back when I was little, I would social distance from anybody. Of course, I'm also a Christian as well, so I would bring my tablet to church and just sit by myself, not knowing what to do. Of course, I would kind of communicate. I was a little shy back then. But now, I'm talking with people, I'm showing them the SMG4 stuff, they're getting into it. I'm so thankful for all of y'all, for this journey, for this amazing opportunity, dude. Thank you all for watching my channel over the years. Thank you so much. And another thing is, I would like to shout out some of these creators and friends of mine that I have met. I'm talking to Mr. Puzzle Vision. I'm talking about Maddie. I'm talking about Maddie Jaws. I'm talking about the silly clown that never smiles. I'm talking about, or Izzy. And of course Victor Puzzles. And also Maka, of course. And all of you other people as well. It's just amazing to see this community still keep going, even though SMG4 is ending tomorrow. And yes, I know 1,000 people are going to be saying, what's next for your channel, Big? Well, I'm not quitting my channel. Whether people are leaving the SMG4 community, we're still going to keep growing either way. Just because a show is ending does not mean you have to stop being who you are and sharing what you like. Because if you start to if you start socializing more with people, if you start talking about the stuff you like, they will eventually come and watch this content that we've created as a community. And it's not just SMG4 that's impacted my life, it's Murder Drones, Digital Circus, Glitch Productions, all of these other fandoms have just made my life amazing. Just seeing to all the merch I have to this day, to seeing all the posters, the fan art, the amazing things, especially with y'all. I made my own SMG4OC and y'all love her. And of course, you are going to be getting more to her story soon. I just am still putting it together. And of course, I'm working on these AUs for you as well. So I'm pretty busy at the moment. I'm still trying to go in reproduction and whatever. But it's just crazy to see this community still growing to this day. I'm sorry if I keep repeating stuff. It's just SMG4 means so much to me. And over time, I feel like that SMG4 has really changed me. Back to when I was little, to now here, making content for every single person in the world, from Brazil to the United Kingdom. Like, it's not just America that watches my content, it's everyone in the world. And so basically, the final thing in closing is SMG4 isn't just a show to me. It's a community that helped me grow, find confidence, and connect with amazing people. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for y'all. And I can't wait to see what lies in store for tomorrow's final SMG4 movie. I am just so happy. Thank you all for watching my channel. And I will see you all tomorrow for the final SMG4 movie reaction and other things. This is Big SMG4 Fan, signing off.